What if I told you that those foods sitting in your kitchen right now, which you buy from the market every day or crunch on in front of the TV, are actually the products of massive mistakes? Human history is full of inventions achieved through years of hard work in laboratories. However, some of the biggest consumer crazes of the modern world were born from the anger of a frustrated chef, the forgetfulness of an 11-year-old child, or the distraction of a man falling asleep in the kitchen. Today we are embarking on a delicious journey through the time tunnel and examining the incredible coincidences behind 6 foods at the peak of popular culture in chronological order. Sit back, because after these stories, you will never look at your kitchen the same way again. We begin our journey by going to the New York of 1853. George Crumb, working as a chef in a luxury restaurant, was having trouble with a highly capricious and grumpy customer. The customer was sending the French fries back every single time, saying they were too thick and soggy. Chef Crumb, unable to please the customer despite changing the plate multiple times, had a nervous breakdown and wanted to teach him an unforgettable lesson. He sliced the potatoes paper thin, fried them until they were completely dry and hard, and poured so much salt on them that it would practically burn his mouth. His goal was to annoy the customer, to take revenge, so to speak. But something unexpected happened. The customer loved these crunchy, paper-thin potatoes. That night, everyone in the restaurant wanted to taste this new flavor. The chef's revenge move gave birth to today's billion-dollar chip industry, which is the indispensable part of our movie nights. When the calendars showed 1886, John Pemberton, an apothecary in Atlanta, had a completely different problem. He had been severely wounded in the American Civil War and unfortunately became a morphine addict to dull his pain. Pemberton decided to prepare a medical syrup on his own to escape this deadly addiction. He produced a dense, healing tonic by mixing coca leaves and cola extracts. One day, while wanting to dilute this syrup, he accidentally mixed his concoction with carbonated fizzy water, that is, soda, instead of regular water. When he tasted it, he realized he would change not medical history, but beverage history. Initially sold in pharmacies for 5 cents a glass as a medicine good for stomachaches and fatigue, this accidental mixture turned into the world's most widely known and consumed carbonated drink today, thanks to the development of its formula. In 1898, Will Kellogg and his physician brother, John, were trying to develop a completely healthy, light, and vegetarian dietary food for the patients at the sanatorium where they worked. Their plan was to boil wheat dough and pass it through rollers to obtain flat, thin sheets. However, amidst a busy work schedule, they forgot the boiled wheat in the kitchen, and the wheat stayed there for days, becoming stale and dry. Not wanting to throw the money in the trash, the brothers tried to pass this stale wheat through the roller anyway. But instead of coming out as a whole, the dough broke into flakes and turned into small, crunchy rings. The reaction they got when they baked these flakes and gave them to the patients was magnificent. Later, they tested this method on corn, and the corn flakes, or cornstarch cereal, craze that completely changed breakfasts all over the world, today started entirely thanks to this forgetfulness. In 1904, the weather was so hot at the St. Louis World's Fair that massive queues formed in front of the ice cream vendor Arnold Fornacho's stall. Sales were so fast that all the glass ice cream bowls and plates the vendor had were completely exhausted within a few hours. Customers were waiting in line, but there was no container left to put the ice cream in. Right at that moment, Ernest Hamwi, who was selling thin, crispy Syrian waffles called zalabia at the neighboring stall, came up with a genius idea. He immediately rolled his hot waffle dough into a funnel shape and handed it to his ice cream vendor neighbor. "Put the ice cream inside this," he said. This forced encounter of ice cream and crispy waffle created a total explosion at the fair. Today, that iconic cone design that comes to our minds when ice cream is mentioned was actually just an emergency solution to that day's plate shortage. Just 1 year after the invention of the ice cream cone, in 1905, 11-year-old little Frank Epperson, living in San Francisco, experienced a childhood distraction, unaware that he would change the world. Frank mixed a powdered drink mix and water in a glass on his porch that evening. He left the small wooden stick he used to mix the liquid inside it. However, getting distracted by playing games, he forgot the glass outside. That night, the temperature suddenly dropped below freezing. When he went to the glass in the morning, Frank saw that the liquid was completely frozen. When he pulled it upwards, holding its wooden stick, a fruit ice mold that took the shape of the glass was in his hand. Frank ate this by licking it and realized it was wonderful. Taking the patent for this childhood mistake when he grew up, Frank became the inventor of the billions of popsicle sticks we buy from grocery stores to cool off in the summer today. The last stop of our time journey is the year 1938. Ruth Wakefield, who ran a famous inn in Massachusetts, entered the kitchen to make her usual delicious chocolate cookies for her guests. However, she noticed that the baking chocolate she always used was gone. Ruth added a regular chocolate into the dough by breaking it into small pieces. Her thought was that the high heat of the oven would completely melt these chocolate pieces and dye the cookie dough entirely brown. However, when she opened the oven door, she experienced a big shock. The chocolates had not melted. They remained hard in small dots inside the cookie. Ruth was upset, but she had to serve these faulty cookies to her guests. The result? People literally fell in love with this cookie. Today, accompanying every coffee from Starbucks to local bakeries, the iconic chocolate chip cookie entered our lives thanks to this sweet mistake created by unmelted chocolates. Six giant delicacies we love to consume today hadn't made small mistakes. Perhaps they would never have existed. Sometimes the biggest successes and the sweetest discoveries in our lives start with things going wrong than we planned. See you on our next journey through the time tunnel. Take good care of yourselves. Goodbye.